Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for all you insomniacs, happy middle of the night. It's Beyond the Horizon, episode number 6. I'm excited to see you, but before we dive into it, I just need to go through the drill. You need to subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you throw some comments in here, like this video, and share it with at least one person for me so we can continue to grow the channel and you can continue to see further than your current horizon allows you to, or your eyes let you see on your current horizon, or you get the point there, right? Anyways, look, what I want to get into this morning, or today, I should say, there is a famous saying you've probably heard before from Seneca, and it is that luck is the intersection of preparation and opportunity. I like to say it that luck is the intersection of skill and opportunity. What is it that you can do for people, and that meeting with the need of other people? And so, I mean, you could look at this many different ways, but look, odds are there have been periods in your life where you're just not feeling so lucky, or you're looking at other people and you're saying, gosh, why are they so lucky? And for many of the things out there, the luck has to do with things that happen behind the scenes that you were not a part of. But let's just for the record say, there are certain things that we could call as just kind of pure luck, right? Like I'm born in America. I'm here in America, right? I'm in the greatest country in the world with the most opportunity at hand. Could I have done anything to prepare for that? Are my skills something that allowed for that? No. But at the same time, sometimes adversity itself creates opportunity and it gives you the reason to go and acquire the skills. So there are a lot of people who live here, born here, have that same luck as me, but they're lazy, but they just go through life meandering completely by default, whatever happens to them and not by design. So maybe we throw that out, maybe we don't, but there's a lot less mystical, absolute random, out of the blue luck than I think a lot of people think there is or believe there is. So in this continued pursuit of creatively thinking and critically thinking and expanding what it is that we see for our lives, both in the positive and the potential challenges out there, I think this idea of really defining luck as how ready are you for the opportunities at hand? I mean, look, if we just go out on a street corner on a weekend and there's hundreds of people walking by, let's say we go to downtown Huntington, we're down by the pier and we're people watching, we're checking out, there are likely hundreds of opportunities that are walking right by you, but you don't know it, because you don't have the lens to see them, or they're not actually speaking out loud what the need is they have that you can bring the solution for. So this idea that opportunities are walking all around us, but even if they were to open up and share all the details about them, there's no guarantee that it would actually feel like an opportunity to you, because you might not solve that problem, right? I am an insurance agent and financial advisor. I own an insurance agency with my brother. We own Asset Engineer. We own Agency Engineer. We've got these companies, right? We stick with the engineer side, but there could be someone walking right by me who's got an issue with a vehicle that they need restored. I don't do vehicle restoration. That is not one of my skills. It's not something I've been preparing for. So to me, that is not an opportunity for me. It's just another person walking by. But if I was an auto body mechanic, then that would be an opportunity for me. So anyway, this is happening all over the place. My goal is that you walk away from this feeling a little bit luckier, or being able to chart the course of what things you need to do so that you begin to feel like your luck is increasing. So let's see. I think that there are two ways that you can improve your luck. And if you combine them, then you're just supercharging it. But you look at this idea of skills and then opportunities. If we focus first on skills, you can either improve upon or expand on your skills. And I think that out the gate, by default, a lot of people think that they've got to expand on before they improve on. And in my opinion, I think it makes sense to improve and then expand. So I got some notes over here, but let's talk about this for a little bit. Focusing first on skill. Like, what is it that you actually can do for people? And I often relate things as what it is you could do for people, because in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about that Zig Ziglar quote, that everything you want in life is on the other side of helping people achieve what they want out of life. And I'm in business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a capitalist. I'm looking how to create more, which then trickles down and offers more to other people, right? So I often look at how does one person help the other. But even if this was like a relationship and you're looking and saying, well, I want a mate. Well, what is it that you bring to the table, I guess, would be that skill set in that scenario. Or if it's being a student and you're going and you want to get accepted somewhere, then you've got to prove, your skills through testing and letters and all these things. And I know less about that because that wasn't the path that I chose. But when we look at skills and we look at improving them, this is deepening the quality of the work that you'll do in said skill set. So master the skill set that you have. Now, you may, and we'll talk about going into expansion, but I think it's so important for you to take and just look at what are the things I actually know how to do? And does it make sense for me to learn how to do those things better? Improve upon the quality of the work that you deliver in that skill. Why does this make you luckier? Well, the better you are at something, the higher likelihood that the people that you did it for may talk about the work that you did, or when asked, might share your name more. So it also means that if you're talking about business, you should be able to charge more for better work. You should be able to be more confident to go out there and grab the opportunities when you see them and seize the moment because your confidence level is high. Now, you might have to fake it till you make it a little bit, feel confident, go out there and secure opportunities and deals, even if you aren't the best yet. But I think before you take the time to say, let me do more things and become more the jack of all trades, make sure that the one thing that you can do, or the two or the three, are things that you can do with a quality that you feel you can stand behind, and that the results themselves will speak loudly for your ability to do said skill, okay? And I'm trying to speak generally like said skill, but look, when you are looking to improve upon your skill, you're going to practice, right? The more often that you do something, the easier that it becomes. But what I definitely want to warn you, it's the only thing I remember from my 6th grade PE teacher at Marine View Middle School. Shout out to Mr. Painter if you're listening to this. But he would say that practice makes permanent. Everybody says practice makes perfect. But in reality, practice makes permanent. The more you do something over and over, the easier it becomes to do that thing, not the more perfect you deliver it. If you go out there and you practice free throws, but you've got the wrong technique, all you're going to do is cement doing it incorrectly. And that's across the board. Whatever it is that you do, you can practice and you can get better at doing it. It doesn't mean you're doing it right. And so it's important that you audit this skill, maybe even go out there and check it amongst other people who do that same thing and say, am I doing this the right way? Are the results coming out quality? Now I can focus my time and energy on practicing it until it's become permanent. And once that thing has become permanent and you know you're really good at it and you know you can go out there in the world, and when you see the opportunity moving by and you're waiting at the intersection and it's coming like this, you could spot it and you can secure it. And then it's time to add a skill, begin to prepare in another area. But my recommendation, and I think I knew this, but it was articulated very well when I was going through a course with Brandon Dawson, and he was talking about how important it is to add skills or add offerings for your business that are connected with each other. So for example, owning a financial services firm, we offer life insurance. We offer retirement investments. We offer disability and long-term care and dental and vision and health care and 401k plans and group health benefits and many other things that fit in there. But all of these products, they all fit within each other. And then we have coaching for other sales professionals within our business. If you feel like, man, I wish I could produce more. I wish I could do better marketing. Well, we can teach you that and coach you for a cost, but all of these things are interconnected. We're either serving the retail customer who needs insurance solutions and investment solutions to protect their life and continue to develop and upgrade their life, or we're serving the other professionals who serve that same industry, but they're connected with each other. Our next addition to the business is not a tanning salon. That has no connection to this at all. Now, you might be able to find some odd way to connect these things together through a passion or something, but ultimately they're not directly connected to each other. So when you're going to expand the skills after you've improved on what you have, my recommendation is to really look and say, if I want to become luckier in this category of my life, how do I add another skill so that I can have a reason to spot additional opportunities as they're going by this intersection that you're at? And I think many people make this mistake of thinking they need to do more things. I have done this 100%. When Libby listens to this, I guarantee she could pick multiple things to throw out there that I have done where I've tried to add something because I want to increase, let's say, revenue. And I go, ooh, let me do and add this. When ultimately I could really just get better at what I'm already doing and charge more and focus on the increase and the expansion of the skills in that order specifically. So, my example of the basketball and free throw shot, if we're sticking on this, it's like if you play a position and you're center, well, what are the skills that you need to add to in order to be a really good center in basketball? I mean, you need to rebound. You need to focus on being able to assist. You definitely need to be able to throw it down court to the rest of the team that's running down there after you've gotten the rebound. You need to focus on how to on a play, receive or throw the ball in. And I'm not getting technical enough, but there's a lot of things that you can do. Well, there's like an order, a priority order of what you need to be really good at. A center doesn't need to be really good at shooting 3-pointers. They might have an opportunity to do this every now and again, but that would not be the highest thing on their priority that they would need to add to their resume or their skill set. So anyways, think about it. And if you go, man, there's a category in my life, relationship, in my business, in my finances, that you feel like, gosh, I'm just not getting lucky enough and the opportunities aren't happening. Look back and think about, do you have the skills necessary to secure the opportunities? Like there's a lot of people who are going to talk about market crashes. Like the market just took a dump for a day or so and then it starts to recover. And sometimes it's right around some headline or thing that happened. And it's so common that, at least in my world, I will hear people make complaints and they will say things like, oh man, that what just happened there? That was just for the billionaires out there who are going to go ahead and they know what's happening. So then they took the opportunity and they bought this or bought that. Sure, there is definitely things happening out there where there's a little bit of inside information and people seize that opportunity. But the grand scheme of things, the saying has been true for years and years, decades. Buy when there's blood in the streets. We're talking specifically about the stock market, right? When things are down, it creates a buying opportunity in most cases. It's not reserved just to billionaires, but you who are complaining and speaking like that just haven't taken the time to acquire the skill so that when the market did drop, you saw it as an opportunity and you took it upon yourself to seize the moment and buy in when it was down. It wasn't that someone was lucky or you were unlucky. It was that the moment you said that someone else had favor in that time frame and you didn't, should have been the catalyst for you to say, well, if that matters to me, then I should go and acquire the skills so I can see things as they're happening or just before, and I can pick up on those opportunities and I can be a little bit luckier. Don't look at it through the lens of saying they're lucky, I'm not. When they're lucky, go find out what it was that made them lucky. Okay, moving on to the next category here, right? I talked about improving your skill before you expand on your skill. And actually, before I go further on that, I also want to say the expansion of your skill doesn't have to be alone. It might be by getting around many other people. Conferences, YouTubes, webinars, workshops, downloads, podcasts. There are so many places that you can begin to take in information that will help you figure out, well, where should I expand to next, or how do I improve that skill? But in my opinion, first step to getting luckier is take the skills you have, improve upon them, and then begin to expand them, because people will notice when they have a need, they can come to you and it'll just feel lucky. Okay, now moving from there to the opportunity side. You can do the same thing. You have this ability to either improve the opportunities or expand the opportunities. Well, what the heck do I mean by that? I think this is one where it's more, you have to be in control of which one sounds more valuable to you, or you could do both of them. But improving the opportunity in my business would be like, well, I could say, hey, I help people with retirement planning, right? And creating retirement income. And we charge based on assets under management, or sometimes we make a commission for the transaction that took place. But if I wanted to improve on the opportunities, and I'm strictly looking through the lens of business and creating more revenue, well, to improve the opportunities would mean for me to solve more profitable problems. And solving more profitable problems would mean that I need to begin to have conversations with people who have bigger problems. And I've always lived by the philosophy, big or small, we help them all. So it doesn't matter what the opportunity is in front of me, I'm going to help it. But if I'm seeking expanding on or improving the caliber of the opportunities I have in front of me, then I need to be getting in front of people who have bigger and more expensive and more challenging problems to solve. Because if I go and I solve the retirement income problem for a person who needs $1,000 a month in income in retirement, or I go and I help solve the problem of somebody who would like $100,000 per month of income in retirement, well, the $100,000 per month is going to require significantly more assets to create that. And if I'm paid by assets under management, then odds are I make more money when I solve for bigger problems. So if I want to improve my opportunities, then I need to, one, have the skill set that I'm going to be able to help those people. But I also need to make sure that I'm expanding how often I'm seeing them. So I think it's kind of twofold on the opportunity side. You need to improve the quality of the problems you're solving. And so maybe it's a relationship thing and you're looking for a wife. Well, how do you improve the quality of the person that you're looking for? Likely change the quality of all of the people around the setting that you're in, and you're going to get to hang around different types of people. And so that's improving the quality. Then you have expanding on the quantity. Maybe your problem is not being around the quality opportunity. Maybe you're just not running into them often enough. You have a big deal one time a year and you're wondering, man, why aren't I lucky enough that my business can do multiple millions of dollars? Well, you can help a lot more people, or you can just help a few more higher caliber people. And I think that when it comes to expanding and having more opportunities cross your paths, I mean, as I talk about this with you, I visualize an actual intersection, and I'm at a red light, and I'm spotting these cars go by me, and I need to lock eyes with one of them, and then I'm going to then go follow them. I know exactly what it is I'm looking for. It almost sounds, as I described it, as like a police officer at a red light looking for somebody doing something wrong, and they lock eyes and they go after them, right? And then that could be an example. Maybe you're a cop and you're listening to this and you're trying to figure out, like, how do I hone in on more criminals, improve the skill set, and then change the street light you're on if you want to catch more criminals. But anyway, so this idea of the intersection, if I'm sitting there and there's opportunities coming by, how do I go somewhere where the traffic is increased? This is going to give me the opportunity to see a lot more people, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to improve the quality. And depending on what your business model is or where you're trying to increase your results here, you may need more people, or you may need an improvement of quality of people. And I think that a lot of this has to do with asking questions and displaying what you do. Because the people walking around that have a need won't know that you have the solution, and they won't just show up on your doorstep or ring your phone asking you to solve the problem, which will feel like luck when they just show up. They won't know that if you aren't vocal about the skills that you have and about the problems that you solve. And in business, this is where advertising and marketing and branding come into play. People need to know what it is that we do. But also, looking for a relationship, you got to let people know you're available, right? You got to let it known that you're looking. If you're looking to improve your physical fitness and you're looking to expand on exercises and things that you can do, you got to get around other people. You might need to go to a gym or buy some weights or do things like that. So I'm just trying to give you creative ideas where this can go, but you need to do the combination of speaking up and talking about what it is that you do for others and how you solve this problem. This will increase the ability for those who need you to come to you. And at the same time, you need to start asking the right questions. Because the example I gave earlier, where there's a bunch of people walking by and all this foot traffic is going, how do I know who needs me or not? Unless the thing that I'm looking for as, quote, the opportunity is something that's visually available for me to see in real time as it's happening, I won't know if I don't ask questions. So you need to get around the people who need whatever it is your skill is, and you need to ask the questions to expose exactly what the needs are that they have right now. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit, but this is a simple concept I'm trying to expand on. If you want to feel luckier, then either get around more people who have what you need, or improve the quality of what it is that you can do, or supercharge it by doing both. And there has never been a time better to be able to do both of them. You don't need to go to fancy colleges, although you can. Improving skill sets is available all over the place. Expanding your knowledge is all over the place. Being able to get around people. I mean, we do Zoom now. Since 2020, our business has been 100% on Zoom, or 99% on Zoom, both with our employees and with our customers. That wasn't available in time of the past. I can serve anybody basically in the United States where my licenses work. If they have an internet connection and some device with a camera on it where we can see each other. So there's never been a time where you can squash excuses. Now, all of this extra potential does increase distractions. So you need to hone in on what exactly it is that you're going to do. But, I said here that if you want to get luckier, improve first, expand second. And once you do this, then you'll have some traction for a while. You'll have something to work on. You will be distracted from the idea that you're not being lucky, because now you'll be in the work between skill and seeking opportunity. You'll actually feel like you're lucky. And if you do this really well, you're going to feel like you're overpaid for what you're doing. You're going to feel like you landed with someone who's out of your league. You're going to feel like you've accomplished things in life that you never could before, because you're actually taking action in something that's tangible that you can work on. So if you came into this episode this morning and you at all have thought to yourself in your life, man, other people, they're so lucky, their life looks that way, or these things happen, you can eliminate it immediately. I mean, even all the way down to something that feels lucky, like gambling. There's obviously some out of control factors in that. But you know what? The people who won the lotto, you know what's one thing that's in common with all of them? They played. So there are a lot of people who say they're so lucky they didn't even play. And then they didn't even, play the odds, or they didn't, participate. So stop with this mentality of being a victim of things you're not even participating in. Now, I understand there's times in life where you try really hard, it didn't work out, and somebody else it did. And you might look and say, dang, they're so lucky. I was more skilled, and I knew how to handle that opportunity better than them, but yet they got it. Sometimes that's maybe God closing that door, because had you walked through that door, this other, even better, more significantly impactful opportunity would have been something you wouldn't have seen, because you would have been occupied. But did you know that when you are living as a victim after that door closed, and you're sitting here focused, sulking, pity partying, saying, dang, how come I wasn't lucky, or they're so lucky? And you're sitting there living in this mental state of just sadness, frustration. You don't have the clarity you need to see the other door that God had opened for you. You've got to walk in gratitude. You need to look at that moment and say, hey, good for them. They obviously had the skill set and the opportunity, the ability to seize that. And maybe I did too. But if I can be grateful for the fact that this happened, then I get the ability to have an open, clear lens to see out and secure whatever it was that God was opening the doors for. So anyways, if you want to get luckier, then make sure you focus first on improving your skills, then expanding, and you focus on improving the quality of the opportunities, and then expanding on those. All right, I'm going to close out this morning. I'm going to say a prayer that all of us get a little bit luckier. Lord, I appreciate the opportunity to have this platform and be building. Anybody who's hearing this right now, if they're fed from it, that they would know it's you and not me. And I just ask that everybody who listens to this takes this and turns into having more gratitude and realizing that things are not based on luck, but it's based on the work and the skill and the preparation they've put in, and the ability to see those opportunities, step over fear and grasp them and do their best. Know that we're not in control of everything, and you are. And I just pray that everybody goes out and has an incredible day today, seeking those opportunities and helping themselves become a little bit more lucky. Amen. Have a good day, you guys. Appreciate you.